Welcome to One Brothas Mind, and I am KD Smooth. Today we will question and challenge popular information and views from a B1 perspective, while we expose the real facts you need. We do this to strengthen your logical, critical, and discerning thinking skills. Because in today's world, hard choices are mandatory and they come with consequences. So you need all the information. And at One Brother's Mind, we do this from a B1 Yeshua the Christ followers perspective. Now, if you're not ready, you better get ready with Katie Smooth at One Brother's Mind. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's Katie Smooth coming back at you with a new report. I pray you all are doing well. Shalom, family. In today's report, we're going to discuss this issue or these issues on your screen. The things that's been occurring recently with the Citizens Bank collapse, customers from most banks reporting their deposits missing, and banks closing customer accounts, just randomly closing or seemingly randomly closing customer accounts. And again, in our financial series here at One Brother's Mind, I asked the question, is your money safe in your bank? All right. Before we get into this, family, please remember to smash the like button, go ahead, click it right now, real quick, if you appreciate our content here at One Brother's Mind. And remember to share this report on all your social media with all your peoples as well. And be sure that you are subscribed to One Brother's Mind, where we try to bring you the information, facts, and truth you need. Okay, let's get into this, family. There is already a financial or banking or economic system failure here in the U.S. Really around the world, but we're going to focus here in the U.S. It's already occurred. It's already happened. It's already happening. Okay? They're just revealing the things that they are unable to hide from consumers, and they're just kind of letting these things happen, coming up with what they think is the softball excuses for them to try to make you think that it's not, that each of these situations are not that big a deal, and hopes that you would just go, oh, well, not pay attention, or even if you do, or even if you're a victim of one of these things, you just excuse it and keep operating as normal. But there already has been, and already is a system failure. Okay? With that being said, family, let's take a quick look at a couple of article headlines here. On the left of your screen, the headline reads, Citizen Bank becomes the 5th U.S. bank to fail in 2023. Okay, first off the top, these bank failures are going to continue to happen, but I'll get into that in a moment. The article goes on to read, this came out on November 4th. The banking crisis continues in the U.S. as another regional American bank shuts shop. The government has shut down Citizens Bank due to financial issues, allowing the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, to take control without providing any public warning. FDIC issued a statement on November 3rd stating the action taken on Citizens Bank. Citizens Bank is the 5th bank to fail in the nation this year. Other failed banks lists show Heartland Tri-State Bank, First Republic Bank, Signature Bank, Silicon Valley Bank, and First Citizens Bank as other banks shut down in 2023. The shutdown started on March 10th of 2023. Don't forget that date, with First Citizens Bank going under. Okay? Again, family, there is a system failure. And many are starting to think, but Katie Smooth here, One Brothas Mind, is like, this system failure is being enacted on purpose. Okay? They're hoarding all of the customers. They're forcing customers, if you will, into the larger banks. They're allowing the larger banks to buy up these smaller bank customers and accounts and different things like that. And they're forcing people into only being served for banking by a few really large banks. That's one of the things that's going on. So there's not real, it eliminates competition, all kind of, anytime you have a monopoly or an unofficial monopoly in an industry, it's never good for the consumers. Okay? Remember that. So again, I asked the question, is your money safe? And they began this program, as you saw here in the U.S., on March 10th, 2023. Now, it's my belief and opinion here at One Brothas Mind that a second purpose for all this is what they're pushing everybody to, what they're getting ready to announce soon, which is the U.S. digital currency, the FedNow currency. So, in essence, they're going to take a failed system that's been failing citizens in many different ways, I would add illegally, and force you into their new and improved system that's supposed to be better than all the trouble that citizens have been having over the last few years, say 5-10 years, with the current banking system. Okay? That's what they're going to sell. All right? But we'll talk a little bit more about that digital system here in a moment. On the right of your screen, Bank of America, Chase, Wells Fargo crash. Systems down and direct deposits fail. This just happened a few days ago. I'd say about, maybe 7 to 10 days ago, if that. And what's crazy about this, they came up and said that the issue, as you see at the bottom right of your screen, the issue reportedly centered around a delay in processing transactions through the automated clearinghouse, the ACH network, which is typically used for electronic fund transfers and direct deposits. That's what all the banks blamed it on. They blamed it. They said it wasn't us. Our stuff is fine. It was the ACH. Okay. Have you guys heard of any penalties or any actions against the ACH for causing all these people, all these customers, the laundry list of problems and troubles that they cause people? I mean, people literally were expecting their direct deposit from their employer to hit on a certain day. It didn't show up. It didn't show up the next day or the day after. And people were going crazy because people got, at the very least, people got to pay their bills. They got to pay their utilities, their rent, their car payments, right, on time. They got to go buy groceries and food to feed their families. Okay? And their money didn't show up in their accounts. Whosoever the problem was caused by, their money ain't there. So the bank's saying it's not our fault. They blamed it on ACH. Has the ACH put out a statement? Is the government forcing the ACH to pay any kind of penalties or setting up a fund for people who got evicted, who got their cars repossessed, who got their utilities turned off and had to pay or incur all kinds of additional costs because they didn't have access to their money? Because none of these third-party entities that we all are out here paying for these things, none of them have to be lenient or flexible and accept this excuse at all. We can say it's on the news, man. That's where my money is. It ain't in my account. And your loan for your car that you were already struggling to pay, or may have been nearing repossession status, they say, okay, you got to pay this amount on this date, by this date, or we repossessing your car. And you look at the date, you're like, okay, I get paid before that. I can have no problem. Don't take my car, please. I'll catch it up. That date comes, your money ain't in your account. Your car gone. They don't have to accept news reports or any other excuse or reason. It's just gone. People lost their vehicles. People got evicted. People couldn't. Are y'all paying attention? But the news reports, at least most of your satanic mainstream news reports, they're all focused on their excuse, their agreed excuse as to what happened. They're not focused on the impact and effect on thousands of people, if not millions, across the country. And they're definitely not speaking, at least I haven't seen any reports. If y'all have, drop them in the chat, drop them in the comments of any type of restitution fund where people, a phone number, 1-800 you can call if you can show documentation of disconnect and notices and repos and different things, and how much additional money it cost you as a citizen, this problem card, and you can potentially get reimbursed for that cost. There's been nothing. Just like there always usually is nothing. There's no restitution for the impacts that the criminal, illegal, satanic things that the government or other major corporations do. There's no restitution that goes directly to the people that were affected. That's what I need y'all to focus on, okay? And yes, if you still are banking at a regular bank or an online bank or whatever, you're still doing it the normal way, in this report, I'm making a case against doing that. I'm making a case for you to strongly consider changing what you're doing. Okay, let's move forward. All right, here's another headline. Beware, banks are closing down personal accounts without any notice. Were you aware of this happening? Has this happened to you, or do you know someone this has happened to? I say you do. but I'll get to that in a moment. The article goes on to read on your screen, banks are closing down personal accounts without any notice, according to a new report released by the New York Times. That comes as credit crisis continues to worsen and hurt Americans financially. Banks are now trying to reduce the risk of losses and failures, even if that means leaving people without access to their funds. Conditions continue to deteriorate in the financial sector, system failure, which is putting many institutions in a tough situation right now. The Times reported that the number of clients getting dumped, system failure, by their banks is rising dramatically. Experts estimate that thousands of people are losing access to their bank accounts and credit cards every month. Oftentimes, they are restricted from withdrawing their funds for weeks and months, and I'm adding this part, even years. That is leaving many people scrambling to pay their bills and buy everyday essentials right now. Even though banks do not reveal precise data on how often they are doing this, analysts observed a 50% increase in the number of suspicious activity reports, SARs, system failure, which typically lead them ghosting customers without warning. The article goes on further to say analysts tracked a series of real-life examples of customers getting abruptly dropped by their banks and exposed plenty of instances where the decision was not just sudden but completely unjustified. System failure, family. Now be clear. Has this happened to you? Do you know someone this has happened to? Even if you're saying right now, no, I don't know nobody this happened to. I'm telling you, you do. I'll explain in a moment. Now be clear. As you see on the right of your screen, there are no laws that protect account holders from these banks ghosting customers, just shutting their accounts down. There aren't any. The lamestream satanic media, they're lying, saying, oh, you're protected by FDIC, your money's. It's all a lie. It's all a lie, family. Okay? Now, real quick, the new word that is being used in the banking industry, it's not just ghosting customers or closing accounts. They're calling it de-risking. Okay? De-risking essentially is banks closing the accounts of high-risk customers for risk of money laundering, terrorist financing, abuse, or fraud. Number 2 on the left of your screen. That's the general description. All right? But banks have always been doing that. Why this 50% or greater, I would argue, is much higher than that. Why this large increase in SARs? Now, family, SARs are reports that all banks and other so-called financial institutions, I'll get to that in a moment, SARs, or suspicious activity reports, are required by the government to be filed by the banks if the banks suspect any suspicious activity. They have to, by law, file these reports before they can close your account. So they have to file one on your account. Then they can close it. And most of them don't, let alone, they don't have to provide you any prior notification, nothing. They can just, boom, your account's closed. You can get your money. And they can set up whatever Olympic obstacles they with flames all around them that they decide to make you do or go through in an attempt to try to recover your money. However long it takes. They don't care. It doesn't matter. Again, look at the right of your screen. There are no laws that are protecting the account holders. It's one thing if they close your account. Okay, fine, right? Give me my money. No. Give me my money. That's what, but no, they don't have to. There's no laws, no guidelines, nothing that say they have to give you your money in a certain, or return your money in a certain period of time, in a certain fashion. Of course, they didn't notify you in the first place. They just, this is what's happening. Okay? Now, let's look over to the left again. At number 2. A bank can suspect fraud or file a SAR on your account for absolutely any reason they dream of. Because that's what fits the definition of fraud to banks. And that's exactly what they're doing. They can just wake up and have a dream. File a SAR, close this account. I don't like that. That makes me nervous. And your money's gone for quite some time. Here's some other reasons I've listed here. They're not, if you try to Google de-risking, you're going to get basically the definition or explanation of number 1 at the top. And that's all you're going to get. But here's, when you talk to people, when you do research out here in these social media streets, people are sharing their personal experiences as to why their accounts why they were ghosted, why they were closed, and their experiences. Here's some of the reasons I've listed here, going from 2 through 7. Of course, fraud, which could be anything according to the bank. It doesn't have to be legit. They don't have to prove nothing. They don't have to have evidence of nothing. They don't have to do nothing. They can just wake up and be nervous and close your account. Okay. Number 3, if you make a large deposit or deposits or withdrawals within a certain period of time, they can close your account and claim fraud. They'll say, when you do contact them, they say, we suspect fraud. And you're like, what fraud? What are you talking about? Well, that's all they can say. That's all they will say. Okay? They're not going to go into the fact that here in these last few days or last few weeks, you made several, or there were several large deposits or withdrawals from your account. Right? They're not going to go into that. Right? Because the more information they give you, the more it makes them liable for what they've done. So they're just going to say fraud. Right? Number 4, overdrafts or overdraws. If you end up having a few overdrafts within a certain period of time on your account, they can close your account. Fraud. We suspect fraud. We got your money. We've literally stolen your money. That's what they're doing. Okay. Number 5, just frequent transactions. Say you have an account is, primarily like you've kind of used it as a savings account, and then you decide for whatever reason, it's really a checking account. So you decide to start using it, and, over a period of a week or so, you're, using your account and your money that's in there. You're making transactions, and boom, they can close your account. Because those are new transactions on that account that don't fit the pattern that you had before on that account. Do you see that? Also, if y'all are not aware, account hacking or bank account, financial account hacking is off the charts right now, and it's getting worse and worse every day. So somehow your account, so a third party hacks your account, and the bank, in most cases, the bank doesn't shut your account or close your account to protect your money. No, they wait till after your account has been hacked. Now, with all this security they have to prevent this stuff, they wait till there's clear confirmation that your money is being hacked. In fact, in most cases, you have to call them and say, "Yo, I dispute these transactions. This ain't, I didn't do none of this." And they'll go, "Okay, we'll look into it." They'll close your account temporarily, and when they get done, they say, "Well, maybe it appears that your account may have been hacked." And then you try to ask them, "Okay, are y'all gonna restore my money?" They'll go, "No, your account was hacked. It wasn't our fault." Wait, y'all supposed to be protecting my money. That's y'all responsibility, right? They'll be like, "Yes," but they'll blame it on you. They'll say you did something to give some third party entity access to your account. This is happening through a lot of apps on your phone, things of that nature, emails, text messages. As they say, family, never share any banking information with anybody else through your phone, through an app, or anything like that. Okay? But it's worse than that, family, because, well, let's get to let me handle number 7 real quick first, and then I'll explain why it's worse than that. Number 7, unusual transaction patterns. I've already kind of explained that one. Okay? So with these reasons and so-called account hacking, I asked y'all, do y'all know someone that this has happened to? You may think you don't, but the fact that you're listening to this report confirms that you do. Yeah, it's happened to Katie Smooth. Here's literally the mailings. As you see in the middle, you see Indianapolis, Indiana. That's where I come to you from. This is the mailings. As you see on the bottom, what did you see? Netspend, popular online financial entity. It's not a bank. No, stop it. Then it's not a bank. Even though it's got bank in its name. What is it? Meta. I forget the name of the actual so-called bank that's filed. It's Meta Bank, I believe, that's behind it. Okay, behind Netspend. But they're not banks. So the fact that they're not banks means they are not even subject to the standard laws that regular banks are required to follow. Don't leave significant money, or even better yet, stop using these other financial entities that are out here, family. Again, you know somebody. It was me, Katie Smooth. As a part of what happened to me, real quick, I received several large deposits, okay, from a government source, an official government source. I had all my documentation for everything. The deposits started to hit my account, and on the third one, I received those deposits in about approximately a 10 to 12 day span. It was money owed to me. Let's just say that. From a government source. I received those deposits. Upon the third deposit, they closed every account that I had with them through this Netspend MetaBank entity, so-called entity, right? Family, it took me over, what you're seeing on your screen, it took me over a year and a half of fighting these devils to get my cash back. And it was approximately 10 racks. You say, Katie Smooth, well, that's what you get for using it. Wait, hold up. Oftentimes, government entities as well as other official entities, they require some sort of digital account, or they have, if you don't have one, they have some of their own. They'll say, we'll send you a card and we'll put the money we're sending you on it. Same thing. So oftentimes you're kind of forced into having an account with some third party non-bank financial entity. So don't get it twisted. And in addition, I don't know if this law is still the law. For many, maybe 10 years or so ago, it was law that most banks, you could not open up a standard checking account at most banks if you had things like a bankruptcy on your credit. They would say, no, we can't open your account. But if that happened to be you, you still need, in this, the way they're doing things today, you still have to get some sort of digital account going so you can get your pay from your job, right? So that's another way that they've forced a lot of people into a bunch of janky, backdoor, non-bank financial entities with these digital accounts, right? But they're not banks. So I'm not saying any of that was what happened to me, but as far as how I got roped into these jokers, but it happened. And like I said, it took me over a year and a half. Now, like I said, it was over a year and a half ago. So really, at this point, it's been over 2 years ago for me that I got ghosted by this company on your screen, MetaBank, so-called MetaBank. And this was before there was any mainstream media doing reports on it like I've shared with you already. This is before all that. They've been doing this. My point is, they've been doing this stuff for years. Primarily, they've been doing it to the middle class and the people who are in poverty. Primarily people who may not have the resources to fight them on it. So they get away with it, and it's not being reported. When this happened to me, family, it was so bad. As a part of my efforts to acquire and find an attorney to help literally file a lawsuit and sue to get my cash, right? 9 out of 10 attorneys laughed at me. They didn't believe me. They didn't believe what had happened. Oh, no bank's gonna do that. I was like, yeah, they just did it. No, you had to do something. I can't take care of you. I'm sorry, I can't help you. They were laughing at me. That was the response that I got over 2 years ago when this stuff was happening. And many other people. Same thing. I had to fight these fools on my own. I literally could not hire an attorney, would not help me pursue. And the few attorneys that I did find that would help me, they said their caseload was too high. That's why they couldn't help me. They had already a certain number of these type of cases, and they weren't currently accepting anymore because it was happening to a whole gang of people, including Katie Smooth, right? So If it hasn't happened to you, family, you need to take action before it does. All right. So, this is an additional reason why I've done this report that's on your screen where I advise you guys with the strongest advisements possible from One Brothas Mind. Stop using these financial entities. As I said, legally, they are not banks. So because they are not banks, they are not even subject to the laws that the banks are subject to. So your money is even less safer with any of these, right? So with that being said, family, you shouldn't use any of them at all. But if you do, you need to acquire your money from these the moment your money hits these entities, get it out of there. Whether you have a way to move it to a different bank account or credit union account or some way to go withdraw the cash out of, get your money. Don't let your money set of any value. Don't let your money just set in these financial entities. Okay? Because they've been doing it far longer than the banks have been doing this de-risking thing. Okay? And in addition, as I shared in this report on your screen, go to One Brothas Mind, go to the live tab, scroll down, you'll find this report, or go to the financial playlist. They've been doing these things for so long that it's gone unreported. I mean, again, you can go to YouTube, you can do some searches, and you'll start to find TikTok, YouTube, social media reports of individual people that have had similar experiences to what I've had. And unfortunately, most people saw those and been watching those for years, and now it's starting to happen to even more people, maybe you. Okay? So the other reason why I listed you should stop using these, if you remember in my previous report, the government has jumped in and now are tracking these accounts. So if you're using these type of accounts for business, if you get a total of $600 in transactions or receive money on any of these accounts, these accounts companies now are required to report your financial transactions over $600 to the government, because the government is going to send you a tax bill. They're going to send you a bill that says you owe this much on taxes for the money that you have received. And then you got to go through hell and high water trying to prove that the monies that you received were gifts and all kind of other stuff. You didn't sell anything. They weren't business trades. Man, it's gonna be hell. People, hey, and literally this is about to happen. They tried to start it for the tax season last year, but they didn't allow themselves enough time to notify people. So Congress decided, now let's just pause this for this year, and they didn't say anything. And I told y'all then, okay, they paused it this year, but they're gonna bring it back. And what do? They brought it back this year. So now it's literally happening this year. They've been talking about it all year. You're going to get, what is it, a K form, a K-99 or something like that form from the government. It's going to say, oh, hey, by the way, you owe us this amount of money in taxes for the money you've received on this. Unless you can prove that it wasn't business transactions. Okay? Let's move forward. All right. So, some additional things that you may not be aware of, family, is the Currency and Foreign Transactions Report Act of 1970. Pay attention. This stuff has been in place for decades. Banks must report any deposits and withdrawals of over $10,000 to the IRA, and the S. Did you know that? Since 1970, banks have timed restrictions for large transactions that includes deposits and withdrawals. So if you go to your bank and you do a $7,000 withdrawal today, and then next week or 2 weeks from now, you go back and try to do a $8,000, whatever. Sooner or later, they're gonna tell your bank is gonna tell you no. You have to wait. Why are you trying to withdraw all this money? They're gonna try to make you fill out documents and papers explaining why you trying to withdraw your money. Because according to this government act in 1970, it implicates possible illegal activity. Also, the act of restructuring or structuring itself is illegal. Structuring, family, in basic terms is like, you see it says 10,000. So say you go and withdraw 9,000 today. And then a couple weeks from now, you go and try to draw 8,500. You know, they're still large, but they're below the limit. They call that structuring. And they're still going to stop you. They're still going to prevent you from getting your money. Do your research, family. Don't take my word for it. Look it up. Also, do y'all remember this one? Remember, I told you it was the system has already failed. It ain't failing. It's already failed. They're just covering it up, putting the Band-Aids on it until they get to where they want to get to. And I'm going to show you that in a minute. Remember the EBT system shut down for like almost a whole weekend? Nobody could use their EBT card. People that need help the most could not buy food. Literally, the people that needed the help the most could not buy food using their food assistance cards. I got a report about it. Go to One Brothas Mind. Scroll down the live tab. You'll find this one, where I go into all the details of it. Let's move forward. All right, this is rapid fire. Now, here's one that most people never even heard of on your screen. This one occurred back in February 2021. When this happened, I was telling people, I was calling people, telling them something had happened. The system done crashed. Go get your loot. I was doing all that, and people thought I was crazy. I'll put it this way. It is very hard to find a report on this on your screen online right now. It took me hours just to find this one that was still on the internet. They done wiped the internet of the reports. That's what they do. That's how they do everything, y'all. If y'all didn't know, but people told me I was crazy because the mainstream media didn't report it. Now, this is CNBC talking about it when it happened, but most people don't watch CNBC. The other mainstream networks did not report it at all. And as you see, it says the Fed system that allows banks to send money back and forth went down for several hours. Right? Now, this was a report that came out after it happened. Right? When it happened, I found out about it while it was happening. When these things happen, there's no way to know how long the issue is going to last. Is it going to be a few hours? Is it going to be a few days? Is it going to be a few weeks? There's no way to know. Just like the deposits issue that I just showed you guys. That's been going on for the last 2-3 weeks. There's people that still have not gotten their money, their deposits from their employers. Still to this day, and it's been 2-3 weeks already. But mainstream media aren't interviewing those people and showing you that. You have to find those people through the social media platforms. They're out there. Go searching for them. You'll find them. I told people I have friends and family that work in the banking industry, right? They work at banks and credit unions. When this one happened, all right, I called and texted them while it was literally happening. They all told me I was crazy and making stuff up. Here it is on the screen. After the few hours went through and this report and just a handful of others came out that confirmed what happened, the whole system almost collapsed because of this. There was one even before this one too, but depending on what the issue is, it could be the entire system, financial system could collapse and it'll shut everything down. I mean, we've been so close to that so many times you would not believe. And they barely report it because they don't want you to know. Right? I'll explain why in a moment. But after it happens, I found the reports. I literally sent these reports like this to the friends and relatives that I know that I had recently contacted that literally work at bank managers. They all this. I sent it to them or called them and was like, yo, here you go. This is what I was talking about. And they're like, where you get to what? And all they all could say was, I didn't hear about this. No one told me about it. I'm like, that's my point. When it fails, most of the bank managers and people are not going to know. They're not going to be informed. At best, when it fails, when the whole system crashes real bad, the only thing that's going to happen is the bank managers are going to get a phone call to say, and they're going to say, lock the doors. Don't worry about why. Just go lock the door right now. That's all that's going to happen. And they're not going to get a full explanation because it's that, dissemination of information. They're going to be told information on a need to know basis. That's all. That's what. But remember, I'm crazy now. If and when I send them stuff, they don't tell me I'm crazy first. They go, well, let me go look into it. And they still can't find nothing because even bank managers and bank employees are told information about the banking industry based on a need to know basis. That's just how the system is set up. Okay, the real system. All right. Let's move on. So what they're getting to is on your screen. The reason why they're, in my opinion, purposely forcing banks to close and shutting them down and consolidating most banking customers within to just a small number of large banks, things of that nature, as well as all the other issues that I've shared with you in regards to laws and different things that banks are doing and getting away with right now without penalty. Oh, sorry. That's all they're telling people. Or your car got repoed? Sorry. You got evicted? Sorry. We're sorry. And that's it. Anyway, what you see on your screen is the U.S. digital currency. This is the act, the executive order. This means Biden signed this. It wasn't even an act of Congress. Biden said, do this. Create a digital currency for the U.S. It's on your screen. Do your research. EO 14067. It's coming. He signed this in March of 2022. So again, what they're going to do is once they feel they got this new system, this new digital system ready to go, it won't be y'all, but once they feel like they do, they're going to announce it and launch it. And it's going to be a whole media propaganda campaign and government campaign of how great and more secure this new system is. You can't get hacked. You can't this. You can't that. We got security measures in place to prevent all these troubles that we've been having. This is better. And unfortunately, most people are going to see that, hear that, and go, oh, great, finally. And they're going to move all their money into the digital asset. I'm going to show you why that's a problem here in a minute, if you don't already know. Okay? This is what they're pushing toward. You're going to have people so frustrated and fed up with what's going on that people are going to run to put their money into this digital currency. All right? Let's move forward. Now, wise people, they're not going to do what's on your screen. What's on your screen is a picture of the bank runs that occurred back in the 1930s during the Great Depression, right? All these people on your screen are too late coming to get their money, which is another reason why I'm doing this report here, family, for y'all and putting this out here. Don't wait until the bank run's starting to happen. It's too late then. Because this is what's going to happen. You're going to pull up to your bank. People are going to be standing out the door, trying to break the doors down, bust the windows. Give me my money. Give me my money. You know, they're going to call the police on people, arrest people. They're going to do all of that. Yes, it's all going to happen again. But wise people are doing something different. Because when enough people finally realize, a couple of them have already in small areas, like when that bank closed down in California, there was about 30 to 50 people outside the front door of that bank going, hey, whoa, no, give me my money. The bank was like, sorry, we're closed. It was too late. But here's a twist in this. When they close the bank and don't allow you and me to get our money out of it, the business clients, they get their money instantly. They move it to wherever they want to move it to. It's millions of dollars. But they tell us we can't move 10,000? That's illegal? Think about that, family. They get the if your business is of a certain size, they allow you to get your money. Now, imagine there's a lot of small business owners out there, right? Even a lot of them are not allowed to get their money or move their money. They have to wait. In doing so, they can't make payroll. They can't buy inventory. They can't function as a business because the bank is closed. Do you see that? So my point is, it's not closed to everybody. The larger your accounts that you have, the bank is never closed. They move your money, they give you money instantly. No question. Move it, click, done. Couple clicks, your money's been moved and it's safe somewhere else now, or safer. But everybody else, all the regular people's, bank's closed. You got to wait. So with that said, family, as I have in my previous reports, no bank can close your account, can ghost your account, can do anything with your money if your money is not there. For those that need me to really explain it out, go get your money, family. Go get it. And never, ever keep your money, your savings, if you will, in any bank. I don't care what kind of bank it is. Because if it's in there, they can do anything they want with it, including telling you you can't get it. Even though it's yours, you can't get it. Okay? So what I'm praying I can get you guys to understand is looking at our current financial system and banking system, credit cards, basically the all the other little the cash apps, the PayPal's, all the everything that's in use today is been presented, and most of us, most of y'all I should say, are using these things because they're convenient, right? It's so convenient. You just click a button. You just tap on your phone, pop, pop, send some money or receive some money or whatever, and you do what you need to do. You literally, people are running businesses with them. All this stuff. Very convenient. But what you may not have realized is they're not secure. They get hacked. All the banks, the cash shop peoples, the PayPal, they get hacked all the time. And all they do is send, if they send anything, they'll send you an email or a text message letting you know your account information got hacked. We're checking, we're investigating. We'll get back to you. That's all they say. And you're like, wait, well, hold up, where's my money? Oh, sometimes you got access to it, sometimes you don't. So again, it's not secure. None of them are secure. The banks, listen, family, the banks, yes, your bank, it's not secure. Banks are being hacked all the time. Customers' accounts are being hacked all the time. Why? They're not secure. I'm gonna say it real slow. For that, y'all know there's a couple people listening. Yeah, I'm gonna say it for them. Your bank, yeah, yours. It's not secure. Your money ain't safe. Get your money, family, before this happens, because it's coming, and it's coming fast. Did you see any reports about people standing out at the banks, going to the banks, calling the banks, talking about where my money when the deposits didn't hit? Because it happened. People were calling, they couldn't get through, they got in the cars, they ran up to the banks, went inside. Where's my money, man? What y'all doing? My money's supposed to be here today. And they, sorry, it was a little problem. Well, it'll be here soon, maybe possibly tomorrow, which was a lie, just to get them to leave. All that happened. Did you see any media coverage showing people that doing that? No. One day, I'm hoping today is the day you get it, family. Okay? In other words, all of us, including Katie Smooth to a certain degree, all of us over the last so many decades, we have given away our security for convenience. For all the conveniences we have, we gotten spoiled. Everything's got to be free or easy, one click, two click, app, clickety clack, clap, tap, whatever. That's what we want. The microwave generation. Right now. Bam, it's done. Right? All that convenience has caused us to give up our security because none of the conveniences that we use today are secure. Not just banks. None of them are secure. Okay? That's what you really got to let soak in, family. Or another way to say it, if I told you that I or somebody else would give you free food, free shelter, free bathroom, free bed, free laundry services, free toiletries, free TV, clothes, free health care, and many other things, initially you'd be like, oh, bet. Yeah, all those conveniences. Like, man, that's a good deal. I need to, where that at? Where they do that at? Look on the screen. Yeah. Now, in this example, you can see where it's at. It's prison, right? You would literally be agreeing without knowing it to be, you're putting yourself in a prison for all these free and convenient things, easy things, where you ain't got to do much, but you're actually putting yourself, you're literally making yourself a prisoner. And in the U.S., for some of y'all that still don't know, if you're a prisoner, you are now a legalized slave. Do you see that? So even for y'all that know, well, yeah, we know if you get caught doing something and they catch you and they throw you in jail, you deserve that. You a legalized slave. Wait a minute, hold up. The point that I'm making is, all y'all, you are agreeing to your own imprisonment with every convenience you have accepted, signed up for, agreed to, the little terms and conditions, all of that stuff. That's why the text is like 0.02 size on the terms and conditions. And it's like a whole scroll of information, of legal gibbity gob. That's why that is that way, because you're agreeing to their conditions, to their restrictions. You're agreeing to that. Sorry for that pause, family. My phone over here ringing. I didn't want that to be, well, y'all might have heard it, but okay. So let's get back. So, I mean, that's what's happening. You're agreeing to become a prisoner in an open air society prison, is my point. Okay? And as you see on your screen, you see the finger on the convenience side of the scale? They're pushing the conveniences to us and on us. You need to do this. This is better. It's going to make your life better. It's going to make your life easier, simpler. Don't worry about all the terms and conditions. Don't worry about all that other stuff. Look what you can do with this. Look how easy this is. That's what they're doing. Is this secure? Yes, it's secure, but don't worry about all that. Just look. Ooh, wee. Look what you can do. You can send some money right now. You can give your friend somebody some money right now. Bang. A couple seconds later, they got it in their PayPal account or they whatever. Look, the cash out. Look. Ain't that cool? That's great. They're pushing the conveniences because the conveniences are the trap. That's my point with this, family. So what you and I have to do, family, is we have to or need to start a whole new habits of examining all of the conveniences that we have in our lives today. Say, this is very convenient. But is there another way that I can do this that's more secure? Whatever it is. And if it is, start trying to do that thing only the more secure way. Now, that more secure way is going to be not as convenient. That's the point. But the more we wean ourselves off of this convenience bottles, the sooner we do it, the better and more secure we're going to be. Do you see that, family? Start today. I mean, most of us, what are most of us doing? Let's just give another example. Okay, what's in your hand right now? Your cell phone. That's a convenience, right? It's a trap. Do you know your cell phone's tracking you and listening to everything you say? Everything you say you do, everything you buying, you putting it in there. You're just typing it in. It's a convenience. Is there another way Is there other ways to do what you do on your cell phone? Just regular phone. What about the old flip phone? Okay, that's a little bit better. They're not tracking. They're not tracking you as much on those because they don't have the ability to. If you can still find some and get some service turned on. What about the old landline phones we all used to have in our houses? How about switching back, or if you can, get one of those set up in your home? I know it sounds crazy, but if you can't get one of those setups, because here's the thing. When there's, like, say, during disasters and whatnot, when the cell phone service goes out, you got a backup option to pick up that landline phone, and you might hear that dial tone. Dude, you can go ahead and make calls. Do you see what I'm saying? That adds more security to your life, right? I mean, there's a lot, family. There's a lot. Everything, every convenience, for the most part, that we have today, it's really a trap. Here's another one. They say, we all, like I said, the microwave generation. The microwave. You go, what? The microwave? Yeah, the microwave. For the first 20, 30 years they put microwaves out, we all got one. Got used to using them, love them, right? Ding! Food's ready. If y'all been paying attention, y'all done learned by now, or should have learned, that microwaving food has some health risks to it that have been proven. Right? Yeah. Every convenience that we have, every convenience that we have has security issues about it. And that's just a couple quick ones off the top of the head. There's a gang of others. You know, do you know your car's tracking you right now? Most new cars, they're tracking you without your authorization. Man, there's so much. The list just goes on and on and on. But again, that's why you see a lot of people, well, let's say some people, they've realized this, and they're like, you know what? Get rid of all the conveniences. Go out, get a piece of land, start a homestead that's 100% off grid. Go back to living how people lived way back in the early 1900s. That's how we get. And I know y'all like, nah, man, I can't do all that. But hey, think about it. They do have a point. Ain't nobody tracking them. Ain't nobody keeping account of how they're living and things that they're doing. Their business, like their banking and their transactions with their banks, those things, they're using cash. So there ain't no, they can't just look into your bank account and go, oh, you bought this, and you pay for this. They can't tell what you're doing. That's your personal business. Your financial transactions are your personal business. Just as much as your health information is your personal private business. For the young people, learn that. For the oldest brothers and sisters, relearn it. We've been giving away all of our personal business to the government, to the corporations, to the banks. Man, come on. They literally can tell us who we are just watching our transaction history. Watching our movements, because everything, the cell phone, the cars, everything is tracking us. They can put together a digital picture of who you are, a digital you. And once they got that, then they know what they can do to sway you or move you this way or that way. That's why you get those pop-up ads. That's why when you're on your phone or on the internet and you searching for something or you talking about something on the phone, then all of a sudden you start seeing ads for that thing on your phone. Oh boy. Now, as far as phones, there are some reportedly, things called like black phones that are available. That's one I know of. They actually have the second generation out. It's a highly more sophisticated, more secure phone. Most of them have those. Most of the top administration and CEOs, C-suite, company owners, the government people, they all have black phones. So nobody's tracking, they're tracking them. But your phone ain't black. You can get them. You can get them. They're a little pricey, but you can get them. That's another option for as a phone. If you want real phone service and access and control enough to where basically, like, you can't get a black phone and put Facebook on it or some of your normal apps on it. They won't work because they violate your privacy. They're not secure. Or in some versions, you can get a black phone, type of phone, and you configure your settings so where you can be set somewhere where you want to be located, where you feel okay to be located. You press a OK button and the phone turns on the features necessary for you to use, like Facebook or YouTube or something, briefly. And then you hit that button, close, and you hit the next button that turns those features off completely, and you're back secure. There's some of them have options like that. So do your research, family. But again, with the banks, this is what you're agreeing to. Okay? And ultimately, as I've already shown you guys, the federal U.S. digital currency that they're working toward. China has had one for years already that includes a digital score. I ain't even gonna get into that. Do your research, y'all. I'm not saying this federal. I am not saying the federal digital currency is the mark of the beast. Not saying it. But it is one of the bricks. It is one of the bricks in the foundation for the mark of the beast system. Okay? And if you're not aware, this is spoken of in Revelation 13, chapter 16. Let me reset that. Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 through 17. And he, speaking of the Antichrist, causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, in that no man might buy or sell, say he had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of the name. Never take this mark. Never agree to this term, family. Ever. Agreeing to this mark will cost you your eternal life. And that's what we're building to. That's what we're on our way to. Let's move on. So with that being said, you say, okay, Carl, okay, Katie's move. I get it. All right, I hear. What's your answer for all this, man? What can we do? I got a few answers for you. Okay. One, many people like Katie Smooth, we're moving. This is not financial advice. This is not a financial advice. You got to make your own decision, do your own research. I'm just sharing with you what I've done, things that I've done, and what many other people are doing. Be clear on that. Okay. Now, so what I've done, do your research. I moved my money from the main banks to credit union, smaller credit unions in my area. They're a little bit more secure, but yeah, they're still banks. But they're a little bit, I emphasize, a little bit more secure than all these deposit fools, Wells Fargo, Chase, all of them not putting it. The credit unions are a little bit more secure than that. Okay? They operate a little bit differently. Okay, that's one thing that a lot of people, including Katie Smooth, have done. Two, even in the credit union, literally, all additional money of mine has been withdrawn. I only leave in my account at the credit union, the monies that I use to do digital transactions, to pay utility bills or whatever I gotta pay, or a little bit for me to buy a couple things or whatever, but that's not even necessary. I'm gonna show you that in a moment. But basically just the money to do my digital payments. Nothing else. Okay? I go literally pull up to the drive-thru and draw, or go to the ATM. I withdraw all additional money. You say, okay, well then what do you do with it? Hey, that's my money. I'm not telling you, that's private. But what I can tell you is, it's my belief that my money is safer with me than it is at any of these banks. Okay? So you have to make your own decision as to what you're going to do with your cash after you withdraw it. Again, not financial advice. Whatever you feel is the safest way for you to hold on to your cash, do that. But do your research first. Definitely do that, okay? Some additional things. If y'all remember in the movie American Gangster, Denzel, they was at his house. His money was, he had millions up under this doghouse in plastic bags. They didn't know. When he got out of jail, he went right back home. When nobody was looking, he pushed that doghouse over, move a little bit of dirt out of the way. He had paper. Again, I'm not telling you, don't do the doghouse, y'all. They know the doghouse trick. But I'm not telling y'all what to do with your money or where to keep it or how to keep it. You have to make that decision. But I'm giving you the example, like Denzel, his way worked, at least back then. It worked for him. Don't do the doghouse, y'all. They know about the dog. They'll check the doghouse. But you got to do something with it. Do your research. Come up with a secure plan for yourself where only you know where your money is. Okay? Let's move forward. Again, your money cannot be frozen. Your account can't be ghosted and all that. And if they do, and you got all your extra money or additional money already out of your account, all they got was couple $100. For most people, that's not going to make or break us. You can wait for that money because you got the bulk of your money, even in the example with Denzel, maybe under the doghouse. So you can go out there after dark, throw the dog some bacon, and go under there and get what you need to go pay your bills and stuff, so you can still live and function until your account gets straightened out. However long that takes, whether it's weeks, months, or even years. Do you see that, family? Okay, let's continue. All right, here's some additional options. In addition to withdrawing your additional monies, or what most of people call our savings, get all that out. It's not safe there. Okay, I think I've already made that case. But other people, the old school, you go back to using money orders at the top right, or cashier's checks. So if you got all your money out, you say, Katie Spool, well, how am I going to do business and transactions and stuff? Buy things. These are money. Money orders are money. And accepted most places, cashier's checks are actual money. So you don't have to carry around cash. Okay? And if you have, say, a cashier's check, you go get cashier's check to go, like a lot of people are getting caught with this, what's it called? Oh man, where the police is stealing their money out on the highway. The seizure, I can't spit it out. It'll come to me. But a lot of people are getting caught, 5, 10, 15, 20 racks on them, trying to go on the airplane, take a flight, or traveling in their cars. They could have went to their bank and got that amount of money in just cashier's checks. The cashier check alone is your bank receipt, because when the police find your cash, they go, you got a receipt for this? Most people, you're like, no, it's my money. I just withdraw it. You got the withdrawal slip for it? No, I threw it away. What you talking about? All right, well, we're going to take this with us. And you got it. You get the receipt and bring it back, and maybe we'll give you your money back. That's what they're doing. Forfeit seizures. But if you got a cashier's check, it's not only your money, but it's also the receipt for your money from your bank. The police cannot seize this, or at least not supposed to. Cashier's checks. You try to go buy a car in another town, get a cashier's check from your bank, man. Come on, y'all. They still available. Smaller amounts, money orders work just fine. You can mail a money order. You got the receipt, the top part that tears off. It has to be signed. Somebody has to show ID to cash it. It has to be made out to the person that you're singing, that you're paying. Now, yeah, they got stuff where they can erase ink and sign it to so take all that into account, family. But cashier's check is digital, as you see on your screen. It's all typed on, it's printed out, it's not written. Sorry, family, I got to sneeze and it won't come out. But that's a safer way to move around and do transactions with large amounts of money instead of having to dealing with them race soldiers out there. If you got your cash, you can just take your cash to your bank. There's $150 in it. Pay your utility bill. Go in there and say, drop 5 racks on them and say, give me a cashier's check for 5 racks. They go, yes, sir, Mr. Katie Smooth. Who do we make this out to? And you tell them, and they'll print it on there. Is it not as convenient? Yes. But is it more secure? Absolutely. Also, if you got cash, you're like, well, no, some of y'all, as soon as I said that you can't use cash on the internet, you can't buy nothing. Yes, you can. I'm going to show you 2 ways. One, right on your screen. Just about every gas station, even the ones in the hood, most of them, the drugstores, the grocery stores, the Wally Marts, the Wally Worlds, all of them, they sell prepaid Visa cards that you can load. And some of them are reloadable. Those are even better. There are some that are available that have like a $500 maximum. So you can go buy it and give the cashier $500. They'll go through the process, and it'll load $500 onto your card. Now it's yours. It's activated. Now you can use these prepaid cards and that $500 balance on there to buy whatever you want off the internet. You say, well, that's the same thing as using the card for the bank. No, it's not. It's not the same, family, because these cards are not tied to no bank account nowhere. Ain't nobody got access to what you bought, when you bought it, where you had it delivered. That information is stuck on this card now. Yes. Does Visa or MasterCard have that information? Yeah, they do. Because the transaction goes through them. But it's an alternative option. It's my point, family. It's a more secure option than what most of us are doing. But I got something for you for that. Here we go. Did you know Amazon has 2 ways for you to shop with cash, for you to pay for your stuff with cash? I know. Most of y'all doing it. I know. Yeah. It's all about doing your research, asking the question, and not being too lazy to look. You go into the facts, information, and whatnot on Amazon, and you're going to find this. There's 2 ways to pay with cash. Okay? Here are the actual steps on your screen. You need to pause and read it. You need to pay for something, an order that you place. You put an order together. You click pay. But instead of clicking to pay in the normal way with your credit card or whatever, you select pay with cash at a location near you where you can check out. As you see, these are some of the locations that Amazon has set up with, where you can go to any of these places. And what you'll get is you'll click pay for cash. your order will be given a number, a code number for your order. You go to one of these paying physical locations near you, go in, you give them that code number and your ID and the money to pay for your order. That's it. The cash to pay for your order. You hand it to them. Your order will still get Amazon Prime ship next day or whatever the shipping is. It doesn't change anything. The only difference is you have to type in like your zip code or whatever to find the nearest locations to it. I did it. I got one that's 2 miles away from me. That's all. Just 2 miles. I can get to it in less than 5 minutes. I can stop there on my way home, way to work if they're open. Go in with my code, my ID, and the cash to pay for my order. Bang, pay for it. My stuff's still coming tomorrow. Prime delivery. Do you see that, family? So you don't, and let me say this, most large online retailers have a cash option like this. This ain't new. They've been having this stuff. You've not wanted to thought about your security in this way to even look, family. And again, at this moment, family, smash the like button, smash the like. Y'all getting this work today. I'm providing information that will actually help bring more security to your life. So if you appreciate that, go ahead, click the like button, man, and share this report on all your social media with all your peoples, and be sure to be subscribed to One Brothas Mind, where we bring you the information and facts and truth you need. All right, let's move forward. Other things real quick that people are doing, they're taking their money and investing it, their cash out of the bank, and they're investing it in property, top left corner, or land, because they don't, can nobody really steal those technically, okay? Bottom right corner, people are stocking up on supplies and resources, whatever that may be that people need. Say if the whole SHTF situation happened and you got a gang of salt and pepper, you got cases on cases on cases on cases. Guess what soon will become valuable? Your salt and pepper. You'll be able to make deals and barter or sell people salt and pepper. Do you see that, family? Or whatever it is that you stockpile. You can stockpile cigarettes. Some people are stockpiling cigarettes, alcohol, all kind of stuff. Ammo, whatever. Because when it does happen, when SHTF does happen, or the system crashes and everything shuts down, it ain't gonna be long. If they don't get it back up soon, everything that you stockpile is gonna become way more valuable. Do you see that, family? Now, a lot of brothers out there are fans of the whole crypto industry and all that, and I'm on the fence on the crypto thing. I actually bought basically total transparency. I bought $100 worth of crypto a few weeks ago for the first time, and I said, you know what, let me just see what this is all about. I did it to learn so I can know what I'm talking about. It's one thing to talk about stuff that you haven't did. Yeah, I'm a homeowner too. I own land, yeah. It's one thing, and I got stockpiles, yeah. It's one thing, a lot of people out here in the social media, they talk about stuff they ain't never did, they don't know nothing about. But you can't talk about it unless you have done it. So I did it, just to go through the process. My primary pushback on crypto is just like cash. When the system fails, when the market of beasts come out, temporarily, cash will still be an option. Okay? Temporarily, crypto may still be an option. But the market of beasts is going to shut both of those down to where you're going to be actually risking your life trying to do transactions with crypto or cash. That's my pushback. A lot of, man, so many people, especially a lot of so-called black people family, they done jumped on this crypto bandwagon thinking that's the escape. Oh, my crypto from Saudi Arabia, my crypto from the moon, whatever it is, it don't matter. Do you believe in scripture? Do you believe in scripture? That's my question. Either you believe it or you don't. It said no man, even if the man that got crypto from the moon, from Jupiter, no man will be able to buy and sell without the mark. Either you believe it or you don't. I believe it. I believe scripture. Do you? So that's my pushback on crypto. It's not the end all be all. It's not gonna save you. It's not your salvation. Yahushua is your salvation. Get it right. All right, let's move on. We're almost done here. And lastly, what other people are doing, people are already starting to do this. I know people right now today, they provide some sort of service as a business. Like say somebody does lawn care, right? Somebody does lawn care and they cut the grass for somebody, say that's a barber or a beautician. They go, hey man, I cut your grass every 2 weeks. If you give me and my kids, trim us up every, so they work out a deal. So no money is actually being exchanged. They're just bartering. You see that? More and more, if you haven't started doing this type of stuff, family, I definitely encourage you to start doing this, because what happens is if you start doing it now, you will slowly build you up a bartering network of people that do all kind of different stuff. Even if you say, I ain't got nothing I can do. Can you cook? Do you cook something very well? Is it very good or good enough to sell where people would pay for it? That might be what you can barter. You see what I'm saying? You just got to give people a chance to try it out. Be like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna need some of that sometime. Okay, well look, you come cut my grass, I'll hook you up with this when you want to. We work out how often and how frequent, all that, and we yeah. So this, you can do daycare. You can this anything. You don't have to have a real extravagant skill or trade. It's helpful if you do. But if you don't, you can just regular thing. I wash your car. I come every weekend and wash your car at your house. You see what I'm saying? If you come cut my grass every 2 weeks. Little simple things. Bartering system. And again, if you start doing these things now, you're going to build up a bartering network, family. So when it really goes bad, you already got a whole network of people that you've been bartering with, that you're still getting all these things done with these people. You're still doing it. You're still working. That's not going to shut down. Even in SHTF situation, it's not going to shut down. So there you have it, family. Y'all let me know what y'all think on this report in the comments. Again, my primary purpose of this report was to make the case, finally, for you to get your additional money, at least your additional money, out of any and all banks and so-called financial entities, including the Cash Apps and PayPals, and get your money out of there. And it's even better for you to literally just start using cash for everything. That's best for right now. And then, in addition, start building your bartering network. This is how we live set apart, family. This is how we insulate ourselves from many of the things that are soon to come. And this concludes this broadcast for One Brothas Mind. We thank you for joining us. And as a part of the new Black media, B1 choices are mandatory and being on code is required. But never fear, Yeshua the Christ is with you always. Shalom.